Hey everybody, this is Keith Wheeler with kwheelerbooks.com and the Review Mates Facebook group. In previous weeks, I've been doing videos talking about Goodreads and why I believe all authors should use Goodreads, as well as shown how to actually sign up for your author's account on Goodreads and how to make sure your books are in there. Today I'm going to talk about the most frequently asked question that I get in regards to Goodreads, and that is Goodreads giveaways. So let's get started. As you can see right now, I'm on my main newsfeed as soon as I log into Goodreads. So first of all, what is a Goodreads giveaway? A Goodreads giveaway is where an author or publisher agrees to give away a physical copy of a book. Right now, Goodreads giveaways are only good for physical copies and not ebooks, although they are currently beta testing the inclusion of ebooks. And hopefully we'll find out whether that's going to be sent out to everybody in the very near future. As far as the minimum number of books to give away, the minimum number is 1. So as far as I know, there's not really a max, but you have to at least give away 1 book. So that's what it is. Who should do it and why? I believe that every author, if you can afford to give away at least 1 book, should do a Goodreads giveaway. If you can afford to give away more than 1 book, I'll talk about that in a little while. But for now, I would say as long as you can afford to give away 1 book, you should do a Goodreads giveaway. Why should you do it? It's the same as any other giveaway. I mean, if you give away a book to the local library, it's one, it's a way to give back to your readers and potential readers, and 2, it's a form of promotion. Now, Goodreads giveaways, unless you're in a huge city, will probably reach more people than if you just put it in your local library. So with that, let's move on to the next question that I get quite frequently, which is what happens when someone enters my giveaway? So I'm going to find a giveaway, and by that I'll just go to Browse and go to Giveaways, and I'm going to pick any genre. I'm going to pick children's books. And as you can see, there's 4 different, they're tabs, but really it's just how it's sorted. Ending soon is sorted based on when it's going to end. This one's going to end in 4 days. And if you scroll down, the ones that are going to end the soonest will be obviously on page 1 all the way at the bottom. So this one has less than a day, has 13 hours and 47 minutes left. So that's this sorted feature. This one is just the most requested. It's sorted based on, number of entries. Popular authors, it's a combination of authors' names and number of entries. And then recently listed is just that. It's sorted by when it was first listed. So these are the different sorting that they have. So right now I'm just going to go to one, and I'm going to show you what happens when someone signs up for your giveaway. So when I enter the giveaway, it'll bring me to this page. It'll have listed my address, because if I win, they're going to send this information to the publisher or author that's hosting it, because it's the author or publisher that's hosting it. It is their responsibility to actually ship it out. So I'm going to make sure all this is correct, which it is. I'm going to select this address. Here's why you want to do a giveaway. Here's why you want to host one as an author or publisher. It's going to say, you're going to check the box that says I have read and agreed. But if you notice, this box, add this book to my to read shelf, is automatically selected when I enter a giveaway. Now I can deselect it if I want, but as a default, it's going to be selected. So I'm going to enter the giveaway, and I'm entered. What does that mean? That is the sole reason, in my opinion, why it is such a good idea to do a Goodreads giveaway. Every single person that enters your giveaway, so in this case, for this particular book, 1,271 people entered this or have currently entered this giveaway. With that box checked, it means when they entered it, this book now went on their to read shelf. And if we remember from previous videos, everything that is on your want to read shelf, when something gets added to it, it shows up in your newsfeed, which means all of your friends and family and followers will see that book listed on their newsfeed. So again, 1,271 people potentially have this book listed on their newsfeed. That means all of their friends are going to see that. Great publicity for your book. Again, this is why you absolutely need to seriously think about doing a Goodreads giveaway. So that's why, in my opinion, everybody should do one. Again, assuming you can afford to at least give away one book, one physical book. So I'm going to go back to giveaways. So that's what happens when someone enters your giveaway. So now I'm going to show you how to actually do a giveaway. On the giveaway page, there's an option that says list a giveaway. And here's the giveaway page. You're simply going to enter in your details. You're going to enter in when you want it to start. Now, typically, I usually give it a week from when I sign up for it, because it does take a few days, typically, for Goodreads to approve it. They may come back and say they have some issues with your content or whatever. This way you have time to get all of your ducks in a row and ready before it actually launches. So I'm going to do my start date for I'm just going to say the 22nd. I also will give you the suggestion. I typically will do one. I'll start it on like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. From what I've seen, most giveaways are usually done. Start on a Monday, and usually they'll last a week or 2 weeks, so they'll end around a Monday. So if I start it on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I have less competition. When do I want it to end? This is one of the biggest questions I get. Should I do it for a week? Should I do it for a month? Should I do it for 3 months? And I'll cover in a second what my philosophy is, and it's not as clear cut as unfortunately most people would like it to be. It is going to be individually dependent on not only you as an author, but also that particular book and what your plans are with that book. You can do a giveaway for a book that hasn't even been released yet, and that's what this book release date is. So if you want to get the buzz going, before you actually launch a book, maybe a month before, 2 months before, this would be a really good way to do it. And obviously that will determine how long you put it out there for. So if there's a book release date, you'll put that in here. If it's a book that has already been published, you just put that date in there, and that's fine, along with the ISBN number. Which countries you want to allow entry. This is probably one of your bigger decisions to make, and it all comes down to finances. Obviously, you're going to want to pick the country that you're in, but as far as other countries, it's all going to depend on where you are willing to ship a book to. I recently did a Goodreads giveaway, and I did it. I'm in the United States. I did it for the U.S. and I did it for Canada. So understand that if you're in the U.S. and you allow Afghanistan, that if someone from Afghanistan wins, you have to ship that book. So again, you want to keep that in mind. Number of copies. Big question that I keep getting. How many copies should I do? I will tell you, in the giveaway that I did, I actually did it as kind of an experiment, a case study, if you will. And I found that giving away 1 or 2 books did not drastically change the number of entries than if I gave away 10 books. And I say that I was comparing, the same genre, the same length of time. I did mine for a week, and so I compared a week to other books that were up in that genre for a week, and books that had 10 entries, they had more, they had 10 books. They had more entries, but not, in my opinion, significant enough to justify giving away that many more books. So, not that I'm opposed to giving away more books, but I'll talk about that in a moment. But so what I did is I did 1 book. If it contains mature content, obviously you'll put that here, and then you're going to put your description of your giveaway. My biggest suggestion for this is, do not make it boring. Do not make it, enter your chance to win 1 of 5 wonderful book. No, don't do that. Goodreads already puts a blurb similar to that in there. So what you need to do is you need to make this stand out. You need to make this special, so your book in that long list of books catches their attention more than others. So this is probably one of the most important things that you can do to help increase your number of entrants in your giveaway. Notice HTML, this is something that's new. HTML is not allowed. You used to be able to put some HTML code. Right now, they don't allow any HTML code. Your primary genre, secondary genre, your contact information, basically it's going to be your name and your email. It's just so Goodreads can get in touch with you if they have issues or if they have questions, or so they can give you the information of the winner. So that's how you submit it, and then you're just gonna click save. And when it's time to do your giveaway, here we'll do one right now. Once you put in your ISBN, it will go into its database, and it will pull up your photo, the photo for it, and everything else. So that's all that good information. Now I want to go back to length of time. How long should I do one for? Obviously, like I said, the minimum amount of time is 7 days. It honestly all comes down to how much promotion you plan on doing. What are your plans? What are your plans for this book? If your plans for this book is to do absolutely no promotion, then I suggest doing it for the 7 days, and I'll show you why. I'm going to go back to the giveaways. When you list a giveaway, as I told you, it's going to show up on all these different tabs, and it's going to show up filtered, obviously. So when you launch a giveaway, first place it's going to be, when it's filtered, it's going to be in the recently listed. It'll probably show up on this page for the first probably 2 to 3 days. And then the last 2 to 3 days, it'll show, I mean, they can scroll all the way down and go to multiple pages. That's not a big deal. So it'll be in here the entire time. It's just, obviously you want it to be on the first page of it, because that's when you're going to get the most entrants. A lot of people are just going to come in here and they're going to enter things when they have time. They're not going to go all the way to page 95. So, like I said, the first 2 or 3 days, it will be on the first page of the recently listed. Obviously, the amount of time it's on there is going to depend on the number of people that are hosting a giveaway at that time. And then the last 2 or 3 days, it's going to be on the first page of the Ending Soon tab. And so what that means is, if you're not going to do any kind of publicity for it, you're not going to post it on social media or anything like that, then your best bet is to do it simply for a week, because out of the 7 days, if it's on Ending Soon for 2 to 3 days and it's on recently listed first page for 2 to 3 days, that's anywhere between 4 to 6 days that it's being seen out of the 7 days that it's actually out there. So that's going to be your best bet. Now, if you plan on publicizing it and posting it on social media or anything like that, then you're going to want to do it for longer, because you want to give people time to find it. So that's that. In that case, I would do it for 2 to 4 weeks. And again, that way it gives people time to, not everybody checks their social media every day. So that way it gives people time to find your advertisement for it or your post about it, and then gives them time to go on Goodreads, find it, and enter it. So I would do 2 to 4 weeks for that. Now, if you're leading up to a release and you're doing this as a pre-release, then how long you do it for will all depend on how long till your book is released. If your book is going to be released in 2 months, then maybe have it out there for 1 to 2 months. Maybe even longer, because you can go later. I will say that from what I've noticed, if people know that it's a book that not everybody can get, it tends to get a little more traction than if it's a book that's already out there, but not significantly different. So that's my opinion as far as length of time. And again, like I said, unfortunately, it's not clean cut where you say, okay, this is how long you should do it for. If you see a lot of videos, that's what they're going to do. They're going to tell you, do it for a month, or they're going to tell you do it for a week. And I'm kind of somewhere in between. I actually have rationale behind it, and I think it all depends on what your promotional purpose is going to be, will determine how long you put it out there. So now, and like I said, the wording that you put on it, you want to make sure that, as far as whether it should be a signed book or not signed, obviously everybody wants an autographed book. It just seems cooler, but I really haven't seen any significant differences in the number of people that enter it, depending on whether you're offering a signed book or not. I think people are just happy to win something. That being said, if you're going to ship it from your house, I would suggest putting some kind of note along with it, just to kind of personalize it, even if it's just a bookmark with a note attached to it or something like that. It makes you stand out more. And obviously, another reason why we do this is we really want, the reason why we have anybody read our books is, when we do a giveaway, is we're really hoping that we get that review. And by making you stand out when they win it, will better your chances of them actually giving you a review. So that's my opinion on length of time. Getting back to the number of books, I don't care if you have 10 books to give away. My opinion is, I would rather, if I have 10 books to give away, I would rather do 10 giveaways and give away 1 book each time than do 1 giveaway for a week or 2 weeks or a month and give away 10 books. Because again, the other thing is we always want to keep that buzz going about our books. We want to keep it showing up on people's news feeds and all of that. And the best way to do that is to do giveaways frequently. Now, I'm not saying do one every week, but doing one every 1 or 2 months, absolutely. And so instead of giving away 10 books and you have it last a month, then you may get, in this case, you may get 1,253 people sign up for it, and that's going to show up on everybody's news feeds. But then what's going to happen 2 months from now? Then it's not going to show up on their news feeds. By doing a giveaway every month or two and just giving away one book each time, you're giving away the same number of books, but you're keeping your buzz out there much longer. Basically on and off for almost an entire year if you have 10 books to give away. So again, I would, and I haven't seen significant differences in number of entrants depending on whether you do one book or you do 10. Now, what happens when people win it? When your giveaway is over, you will get an email from Goodreads, and they will tell you the name of the winners. They will tell you their name, and they will tell you their mailing address. You are not supposed to reach out to them. You just simply mail it out. They want you to mail it out they want them to receive it within 5 to 6 weeks. So it gives you plenty of time to get it together, autograph it if you're going to autograph it, send it, and ship it off. So, obviously, the sooner you get it out into the mail, the sooner it'll get to the winner, the happier they'll be, the better the chances of them leaving you a positive review. Assuming, again, that your book is a good book. So that's what happens when people win. Like I said, you'll get an email. You'll also be asked in the email, they'll have you check a box when you actually mail it out. And that, what Goodreads does is Goodreads just sends an email to the winner and says, hey, just to let you know, it's been mailed. You should get it shortly. So now I want to get back to the numbers. So it took me a little while to get these numbers together, but and I'll include them in the notes on the YouTube page. But basically what I did was I looked at different books that were in my genre, which was a children's book, and how long they were out in as a giveaway, how many copies they were offering, how many countries they were in, because obviously the more countries you're in, the potential of more entries, and the total number of entries they had. Okay, so before I tell you these numbers, and I'll include a lot more in the show notes than I'm gonna say here because I have quite a few. But one thing I want to keep in mind is I did this for my book, My Buddy Knows Letters. And the reason why I point out that book is not to do a cheap plug, although it is a great book. You should check it out on Amazon. But I did it because it's a letter book. That it's a very niche market. So when you hear my numbers, keep in mind that this is for a book that, one, I did not publicize at all. Nobody knew I was running it. Nobody on the Review Mates Facebook group. I didn't even tell my wife until the day it closed. So literally nobody knew about it except for me. And it's also, if these entrants don't have somebody in their, that they know that doesn't know their letters or needs to learn their letters, they have no need for my book. So again, my numbers are I say apples to apples. If anything, my numbers would have been larger had I not been in such a niche market and I had told people about it. But I did it again as a case study to say, worst case, without telling anybody, for the minimum amount of time in a niche market, what kind of entries am I getting? And so here are my numbers. So for my book, which was out there for 7 days, It was in 2 countries. It was in the US and it was in Canada. I was giving away 1 copy. I did 716 entries. 716 people showed my book as onto their want to read list. Now, in comparison, another book was up there for 7 days. They were giving away 2 books. It was only in the US, and they got 422. There was a coloring book that was out there for 7 days. They were giving away 5 copies. It was just in the US, and they had 712. Let's see. Okay, there was a book that was up for 7 days. They were giving away 1 copy. They were in 13 different countries, and they only had 681 entries. Now, I want to actually compare apples to apples. So this next one is a book that was in 2 countries. It was up there for 2 weeks, so in a week longer than mine. They were giving away 10 books. It was in US and Canada, and they had 970 entries. Now compare that again to mine, which I was only giving away 1, and I had 716. So they had 273 more entries than I did, but they were giving away 9 more books, and they had a whole extra week of being out there. Chances are they were publicizing it more. That was also book 4 in a 4-book series. So, they had a lot more people interested in them. People who, they were actually, this same author was doing a giveaway for book 2, 3, and 4. And ironically, book 2 in this series was up for 3 weeks. It was up for 21 days. They were giving away 25 copies just in the US, and they only did 752 entries. So again, this is, I would say, obviously US is usually the most active on Goodreads from what I've seen, followed by Canada. But I wanted to include these numbers so you could see that without me doing any publicity and with me being in a niche market, I was able to, with just 1 book in 7 days, I was able to get pretty much the same numbers, statistically speaking, the same numbers as someone who's up for 3 weeks giving away 25 copies. So again, why I would rather use 1 book and give it away 25 different times than give away 25 books at once. The number of entries that you're getting, it's more, but it's not significantly more. It's not enough, in my opinion, to justify, not only the amount of shipping that you're going to spend all at one time, but also again, it's all about promotion. It's all about the buzz, keeping the buzz going, getting your book out there. And the best way to do that is to do Goodreads giveaways and do them frequently. Do them once every month or every 2 months, depending on how many books you can afford to give away. So I am definitely not the person that's going to say give away as many books as you can in one giveaway. No, because it's not worth it. To give away 10 books just to get 200 extra people, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense at all. So again, what I'm saying is it's just my opinion and my experience and what I've seen and what I've done. Obviously, you know your situation better than anyone, so take it with a grain of salt. So in closing, I just wanted to again reiterate the importance. I truly believe in obviously being on Goodreads as a Goodreads author, doing a Goodreads giveaway. Why you should do it. Again, what happens when people enter it is as soon as they enter it, that box is checked for them for your book to be listed on their want to read. Again, they can deselect it. So obviously out of my 716, even if half deselected it, because let's be honest, if they deselected it, if they deselected the box, chances are they're entering it because they just want to win something. They're not really interested in my book. So I'm okay with that. It's still better than, if I donate it, which I do donate my books to my local library, but it's going to be seen by more people on Goodreads than probably sitting on a shelf in my library. But I donate it because it's part of my community, and I always give back to my community. So, like I said, 1 to 2 books. Make your verbiage unique when you put in your description. Don't just copy and paste the description from Amazon. Make it unique to this giveaway. Something they're probably only going to see the first couple lines, so make it something that that's punchy and gets their attention right off the bat. Not the same generic, win a chance to win 1 autograph, but yeah, that's great, but that's not going to get as much attention as you could get. Do them as often as you can. Like I said, I wouldn't do more than 1 a month, but I would definitely do 1 every month or every 2 months. So if you have any questions, you feel free to reach out to me either on the Review Mates Facebook group. If you're not a member, feel free to join. I'll accept you fairly quickly. I'm usually pretty spot on about that. You can email me at kwheelerbooks@gmail.com. You can visit my website, kwheelerbooks.com, or you can reach out to me on Goodreads. Feel free, be a follower. I know I had a deal that if I got up to 25 followers by the time I did this recording, that I would give away a little bit extra information as to how I got people to actually, that were entering these giveaways, to actually buy some of my other books that were not in the giveaway. Unfortunately, I did not reach 25 followers yet. But that being said, as soon as I do reach 25 followers, I will put that information on the Review Mates Facebook group. So stay tuned. As soon as I hit 25 followers, I will make sure I post that up there. So until next time, if you have any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to me, or you can leave messages below in the comments, and I'm pretty quick at answering those as well. Until next time, talk to you later.